I'm Morgan Freeman, and this is The Endless Unknown. There was once no concept of time, taking place before the existence of human beings and any other living creature. In the beginning there was only water, mists, and the spirits that existed within them. The spirit of the deep waters, Nero, was the universe's source of intuition and compassion. Duman, the spirit of the endless mist, was the beholder of the unknown and animosity. The two spirits coexisted in peace and harmony, content with the calm emptiness of the endless space they were all too familiar with. However, there was a single instance where Nero and Duman came in contact and had a conjoined epiphany. Duman was curious of how powerful they were when they combined together. Nero planned a design similar to their own image of 5 less powerful gods: Sao, Eth, Liao, Weun, and Demer, each assigned a duty to keep balanced. Sao, the first creation, would be in charge of the light, keeping even the farthest corners of the deep waters illuminated. Eth, the second creation, would be in charge of the earth and the land, keeping the breaks between the deep waters sturdy and supporting. The third creation, Weun, would be in charge of the winds, keeping the breeze balanced and the mist in constant circulation. Liao, the fourth and most compassionate of the creations, would have the duty of care for all living organisms, keeping the plants and their souls healthy and well nourished. The last and most spiteful of the creations, Demer, would be given the only duty left. He would be in charge of the darkness and evil in the universe, his main purpose being to clean Eth's earth when Liu's organisms reached the end of their lifespan. Content with their achievements, Nero and Duman returned to their place of comfort and rested. Eth and Liao were the first of the 5 to form an unbreakable bond, their souls combining together to form one. Becoming inseparable living things, were bound to the earth for all eternity. Sao and Weun, spending their godly lives above Duman's mists, were the next to form the inseparable bond. With the conjoining of their souls, the light's rays would forever be carried by the wind's strong gusts. Demer, being the last and least important of the creations, was left alone. With Sao and Weun's bondage, every corner of the universe was cast with light, leaving no room for darkness to hither. Eth and Liao's conjoining led to the immortality of all living organisms, leaving Demer without a purpose and alone. Feeling empty, Demer floated through the deepest waters and the most visionless mist. He observed the others with a spiteful rage, every thought revolving around revenge for leaving him alone and worthless. With his thirst for vengeance growing, his plans and ideas grew as well. Using his powers, Demer created a corner in the deepest of Nero's waters of solid darkness, a place where no amount of light could ever penetrate its barrier. Here he experimented with the forces of evil granted to him by his creators, forming lifeless carcasses of flesh-bearing organisms. Some he gave sharp pointed talons, some created with scales, fur, or claws capable of fatality in one single swipe. Demer continued his experiments in secrecy, knowing that his fellow men would destroy all he worked for and once again take away his only purpose. However, soon Sao and Ryun's bond became so strong that with a single gust of wind, Demer's darkness barrier busted, letting in light and exposing his creations to the rest of the gods. Disgusted with his work, the eldest Sao seized all of the flesh-bearing carcasses and took them to Eth and Leo. Out of their flesh and bone, the gods joined together and created a being like no other. It was designed from their own image, yet it was doubled in limbs and senses to better their ability to serve the gods and fulfill their needs. This being had 4 strong legs to hasten their journey across the mist, having 4 sturdy arms to increase the carrying capacity to greater serve the gods' wants and needs. 4 eyes were given to greaten their sight through the mist. These beings came to be called humans, and their only purpose was to serve the gods. Demer, furious with his fellow gods' acts of cruelty towards him, once again was overcome with the thirst for vengeance. While Eth and Leo were giving their human a message to deliver to their friends on the other side of Doom's Mist, Demer stalked in from behind and with the evil forces within him severed the bond between them. Each of their souls permanently scarred and unable to rejoin the other living things turned mortal. No longer being bound to Eth's body of land, they ventured to the deep waters and the high skies just below the endless mist. The land, no longer being held down by the living, began to crack and split. Water from Nero started streaming through the earth one side to the other. Before any harm could come to him, Demer soared hastily through the mist to the resting site of Sao and Weun. Like before, Demer snuck in behind the two and slashed through their bonded souls. Too far damaged, the souls stayed separate. Weun's strong gusts no longer able to stay consistent. Doom's Mist was unable to keep its endless form. It moved along with the varying breezes. Sao's light could not travel on its own, leaving multiple corners of the earth dark and unable to receive the nourishment it needed, resulting in the death of multiple of Leo's living things. Heartbroken and enraged, the gods banished Demer to the darkest and emptiest corner of the universe to live eternity in isolation and powerless. Upon hearing their plans for him, Demer decided to revolt one last time. Using all the power remaining inside of him, Demer separated all the humans in half, leaving them with only two of everything. Then he happily went into exile, knowing the gods would now know suffering as he did. Incapable of properly serving the gods, the humans were set on a quest to find their missing half. However, every half was different. They had to find the one where the pieces fit perfectly together. Until the humans found their missing part, their soulmate, the gods would serve themselves. To this day, only some humans find their missing half and put the pieces back together. However, until every being is complete, no one is capable of their original duty, to serve their creators, the gods.